hear my war cry? Niggas talking that tough shit, you hear my war cry? What the fuck is your fuck if you hear my war cry? Lyrics banging the planet me like a 4-5. I'm a chief, I'm an Indian. I go to war with any man. My voice is like an instrument. I'm in the game, they on the bench. So that mean I'm in the bed. I tell a bitch don't touch me, just believe I'm about to cut a pill. Touch a pill. Feeling like an astronaut. Started from the bottom, baby. Now look at me at the top. That bass go boom, 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 boom. Coming out the gut. That 808 boom, 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 boom. You feel the aftershock. It feeling like an earthquake. My pocket got the smurf face.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Dum Yinzers.
What is up?
I, for one, here at Studio One, I'm freezing my ass off. I wouldn't even be surprised if you could see air coming out of my mouth when I talk. It's like that, man.
Well, normally there is just a bunch of hot air coming out of your mouth, so I'm used to it.
Welcome to the two Dum Yinzers, everybody. This is episode 159. Mike's going to be a funny guy today, I see.
Yeah. Well, let me hide the. There we go.
What was you doing hiding the drugs?
I know it was the hide in the bottle of Long Island iced teas. The top of it's been up there for the past couple episodes. Like, I'll just move it today.
How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Good.
Doing great. I'm feeling good. Yesterday, man, my ankles were hurting, my knees were hurting, hobbling around. Today, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
What?
A week off of work.
Ankles and your knees, man.
Oh yeah, I had bad ankles and bad knees, like really bad ankles, and oh man, walking on the metal grating and the concrete floors at work, they just seized and they swelled up, and it just made it hard to walk yesterday. So everything from my ankles or my knees down hurt. Ankles, knees, feet. It was a rough one.
Yeah.
Woke up today. I felt all right. Popped a couple of leave, went to work, and I felt great. And they're hurting a little bit, but a lot better now. It takes about like 3-4 days. Everything evens out. When I'm off for a week, my body's like, oh yeah, this is how we should be. When I get back to work, my body's like, fuck you, asshole.
That's why you get no vacation time. That's why we don't give you any days off.
I know that. I know you're so mean. Don't let my real job know that, because they would be like, oh, all right, cool. We're not going to give this guy any time off.
I was just thinking before we came on, I had just because it's cool, it's cooler, and obviously swimming season is through. We're not going to be taking any dives anytime soon. But it made me think, Mike, there was a time when we were, I don't know, I was probably 16, 17 years old. And we would always go to a neighboring town's swimming pool. You know, every town generally had their own swimming pool.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have one in our town, so we go to this neighboring towns. And it was more of an up-class town. And matter of fact, I spoke about it before in a different capacity. However, this was the town we'd go to. We go swimming. The lifeguards were hot. Chicks were hot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't help but remember, there was this kid. Like I said, we were probably about 16, and I'd say he was roughly 10, 11. And he was a little black kid. And he would go in the you know how there's, when you go to the swimming pool, there's the pool house where you go in and you could shower, change. Yeah. You know, like a locker room situation. Well, this kid, I shit you not, and it would happen every.
Uh-oh. You froze. Right when he was about to get to start the story. Oh, yeah, you froze. Right as you were ready to start the story. I was hoping you'd come back in at the tail end and get to the
fuck off.
And have it all wrapped up. And I was here, oh my God, that's amazing.
What happened was this kid who was probably 10 or 11, every time we were there, he would always go into the locker room, Mike, and get in the shower and get wet, and then he would lather himself up. Now, mind you, he's 10, 11 years old. He's covered with soap from head to toe.
Yeah.
And he would come running out of the locker room toward the pool and jump into the pool. This happened every single time we went. we even we gave him the name Soapy, obviously.
Uh-huh.
But it was wild because then everybody would have to get out of the pool. There was fucking suds everywhere. But like I said, anytime that we were there, it happened. So you can imagine how often this happened, because it was happening every time we were there. It had to be happening the times that we weren't there.
I love it. That's great. That's just good, clean fun right there.
And the kid,
he
3 o'clock, he was there. If you went there on Monday at 10 o'clock in the morning, he was there. There was no time that this kid wasn't there.
Why did if he kept doing it all the time? Why didn't they just no, you're done, dude.
I think they eventually did take some kind of action against him, but I thought, what the fuck, Soapy's here again. And like I said, it sucked because you're out trying to do your thing, talk to girls, be cool, and here comes Soapy, full speed. Right in the,
Soapy's like, how many people's days can I ruin? Let's go. I
wonder like what Soapy's up to now. I just like to talk to him.
Dude, Soapy's probably
do you fucking know what you used to do?
He's probably like the one who's like, by the book numbers kind of guy now. Just like, nope, we ain't going.
Right. Yep. Right. Yeah.
Nope. Keep it locked up.
Probably some professional, some shit,
Yeah. He's like, oh man, but you have to. Every time he sees a pool, he's like, oh man. Remember his Soapy days? Like
he started feeling lathered. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when I used to just mess with people. Yeah.
Yeah. And what was funny about it? And I shudder to say this, but not for the wrong reason. It was funny because he was a little black kid and he was covered in soap. And he come running out. It was just a rare scene. You didn't see this every day. Again, I'm not saying this for the wrong reason. Believe me.
Oh yeah, but because the
area
that you're talking about,
a lot of black people.
I was about to say, because they were probably like all up in arms, because he was there, and there were people like
Soapy, man, covered from head to
toe.
There
were people there like, oh, they let those people in, and then Soapy's like, maybe Soapy heard someone talking some shit, and he was like, you know what? You want to talk? All right, this is how I'm getting you back.
And it's funny. He was there by himself. Whether he got dropped off, he lived nearby and walked. I don't know the situation.
I love this story.
And every time I pitch, I just see this little kid just covered and it was really, really, really white lather. You know what I mean? It was the whole thing. If you were to make this a TV show, it's what you would imagine.
Yeah.
Funny, man. Too funny.
That's some good quality. Those are good pranks. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And like I said, he was basically pranking us for nobody. It wasn't like he had friends around and he was
just doing it to give himself entertain themselves for shits and giggles. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that. That's the good kind of chaos you need in the world.
He's out there somewhere, Mike. Sure raining on somebody's parade.
Nah, he's probably all big time successful now.
And I hope so. That'd be great.
That's what I'm going with, because someone who's that chaotic at that young of an age, and just doing stuff just for the hell of it and having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that little Soapy. The Pirates they finished up yesterday at 12:30. Their series against the Reds, they won 4-3.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow.
Pirates are within one game of the Reds.
Fourth place, here we come, baby.
Yes, fighting for the battle for fourth place. The Buccos are sitting at 59-97. The Reds are at 60-96. However, they are done playing one another. Pirates are 31 games behind in the division. They head off to play St. Louis game 1 tomorrow.
Those 31 games that they're behind for the division don't matter. Fourth place is where the real action is. That's what the organization and fans care about, is a battle for fourth place.
Well, the thing is, that way they can say,
look, man, we outperformed our critics. Everyone said we were going to be the worst team in baseball. Look at us. Yeah. We finished, we're not the worst team in baseball.
And that's the thing. We didn't expect any more. You know what I mean? So finishing in last place would have been acceptable.
Yeah.
But the fact that they have a chance to finish in fourth, now they can say, look what we did.
That's really what it
bullshit. St. Louis clinched. They clinched the division, the playoffs, everything. So who knows what kind of team they'll be seeing, but we only need 3 more losses of the last 6 games. You have to lose half your games against the Cardinals. You got 6 against them. So,
Yeah.
one final note. Go ahead.
They would have to play 500, 500 baseball to hit the 100 losses. And they can't even do that in the, over the course of the season. So the math says they should lose 100 games this year. And I hope they do.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for it.
Yeah. One note from the game yesterday. Brian Reynolds went 0 for 4 at the DH spot. Great job.
That's your buddy.
A couple sports things concerning our Pittsburgh teams. Zach Wilson will be starting Sunday, Mike.
I saw that.
You got the nod. Watch your moms, watch your wives, your old, aunts.
Hide up the, lock up the Cougars.
I'll lock up the Cougars. So we'll see Zach Wilson. We won't see Joe Flacco, who is having a pretty good season himself. I think maybe just because Zach Wilson hasn't played in a while, I might be a little bit more willing to play against Zach Wilson. I'm sorry, because Joe Flacco has been throwing the ball all around the field, picking up some pretty good passing yards, and Zach Wilson hasn't been playing for a while. I would rather play Zach Wilson. Let's try to get this win.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he's coming in and playing right away.
Yeah,
absolutely, but hey, man. It should be interesting to see how well he performs. He hasn't played since second preseason game he played. I think he only played the one preseason game that got hurt in the game 2.
Okay,
if I remember.
When the hell's time? When does he have time to play football? He's fucking all these Cougars and MILFs and gilfs.
Hey, gilfs. Football's his side job.
Yeah,
he works it in when he can.
Yeah, I like it. TJ Watt was spotted at practice running some drills yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that. A couple fans and people are like, "Oh, they were." It was like the second coming of Jesus down there.
Yeah, you ain't kidding, man.
Yeah, like call me when he's able to start lifting.
Yeah,
and start doing it. Some pass rush drills and stuff like that. Do my swim move.
Everything he was doing with a lot of footwork, things like that.
Yeah. Before the last game when he was out there running, stretching like this. Oh my God, he's stretching his arms. Like,
yeah.
Take a beat, people. Take a beat.
Seems like the general census around town, Mike, the general consensus would be that the Pittsburgh Steelers players would be on board with Matt Canada getting fired. There's some people talking, and word getting out, a little leakage from the locker room, and it doesn't seem like they would be too pissed off in the locker room if Matt Canada would hit the road.
See, I saw that, and they were like, these are the kind of stories that just make me just rub my temple, because it's like, the headline is, all players say you should fire Canada, and then you read it. There's no direct sources, no direct quotes. A lot of the stuff that I've read was like, the feeling that I get, hell no, how I think the players feel, and they're just making up the story and running with it.
Yeah,
everyone says, yeah, we got to do better. We have to have an identity. But until someone actually comes out and says, yeah, we need a new offensive coordinator, no one is even saying this off the record.
Right.
It's just a lot of feelings, a feeling.
You know what? I have a feeling that the feeling is, the guys want to win. They want to be more productive.
Yeah.
I mean, we went through these embarrassing numbers yesterday. Mm-hmm. They're not getting anything done.
No.
I mean, they're literally getting nothing done, this team, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So, you maybe speculate a little bit like these reporters are, but you're right. Yeah. I agree 100% with what you're saying. But I can't imagine too many people would be upset to see him go.
Oh, no, they're not. But Trubisky was covering for him in the media. It's what you expect a leader to do to, hey, we trust him, we trust the process, blah, blah, blah. You expect that. Yeah. So they're, saying the right
answer.
But I'm trying to think, when was the last time a Steelers coach was fired during the season?
No, you're right.
Like the last time, like we had an offensive coordinator who was doing terrible. His play calling duties were stripped from him. That was it.
Yeah,
He
right.
was not fired. So the Steelers don't do things that way. You know, they're an organization that, you know, hey, this is how we've done it for this long. We're not going to change it.
Yeah,
Even if it's for the good, they're not going to change the way they operate.
right.
So I don't see him getting fired anytime soon. If he does get fired, it will surprise me just because of the way the organization is run,
Absolutely.
the way they you know, they value tradition, even if, you know, doing something more modern might be the right way. We saw how long it took this team to embrace throwing the ball,
You're right.
you know, more than they run, because the league went that way to a more passing league, and we were one of the late adopters to it.
Absolutely, man.
I'm saying we again, like I'm strapping up.
We know that ain't happening.
I could be like, I should say, like, I own shares like the Packers fans.
Yeah.
Do. I'm a shareholder. I own the team. No, you don't. You gave someone $500 for a piece of paper.
Myles Garrett may play this week against the Falcons, Mike. They play down in Atlanta. They're going down to Georgia to play some football, and Myles Garrett might just be in the lineup.
Myles Garrett's a gamer. He doesn't let a car wreck slow him down. He wouldn't let a torn pec slow him down. He'd be out there playing. No, I'm
Man got rolled on. I mean, his car rolled multiple times.
He did too, and you know, I'm surprised he's out there playing, because after car wrecks, man, your body for the next couple days just is not right. So either, you know, they're gonna give him like the Justin Herbert treatment here, take these pills, take these shots, get out there and go, or, you know, he's just able to play through the pain, or, you know, the way modern cars are now, man, they crumble. The car frame absorbs, you know, the majority of the shock.
Especially those really nice cars.
Oh, yeah,
there's not much to them.
Yeah.
They're all show. So if they do get into an accident, it tends to be a lot worse, or look a lot worse than
it looks worse than what it actually is. So they absorb all the shock. So, you know, hopefully he's okay. I like watching him play. It's not against the Steelers. He, you know,
yeah, right.
As a fan of the sport, you have to appreciate the way he plays. That's what just cracked.
Wowed. I'm not wowed by Myles Garrett. I do recognize he's a really good talent, but it seems like he never really has a great game against us again, which is awesome.
Which is awesome.
But I'm still waiting to see in live real time against us playing while I'm really focused on the game. I want to see him really have one of them kind of games, because I hear it, I see the highlights, but he's never really had that game against the Steelers.
Yeah, which, you know, fine by me, but like the other games I've seen him play, it's like, yeah, the dude's legit. But, you know, I'd still take Watt over him. But if we had Garrett, I wouldn't complain.
Yeah.
I just love how, like, you know, the Steeler fans act like he's like one of the worst players in the league and overrated. But you look, his stats are there every year. He's up there in the leaders in all the categories. I think he's a damn good player. Nothing wrong with saying that.
Let's drive up the turnpike, Mike. I have a list now. We know that the nominees had come in last week for the Hall of Fame, the possible future Hall of Famers in the NFL. So we're gonna take a little trip up to Canton. I'm gonna give you a list, Mike, of these are the first year eligible nominees for the Hall of Fame. I'm gonna give you the list of the first year guys. Tell me, Mike. Tell me when I'm done with this list, if you think that any, all, some, none. Let me know who you think is a possible shoe-in this year of this list of first-time nominees. Running back Chris Johnson. Offensive lineman Jari Evans. Offensive lineman Joe Thomas. D lineman Dwight Freeney. Linebacker Navarro Bowman. Linebacker James Harrison. DB Cam Chancellor. DB Darrell Revis. And finally, Shane Legler, the punter. Any of these nine, I believe it's 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Any of these 9 guys, Mike, do you think any of these guys have potential to be a first-time ballot Hall of Famer? I see a couple that might.
I have 3 written down. Joe Thomas, because he was that steady left tackle, never won a damn thing in the league.
Right,
So when he was,
but he's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer on a bad team.
Yeah.
Dwight Freeney, I could see.
Right.
Because he was just a steady, dominant player for years. And then Darrelle Revis.
Yeah.
I think all 3 of them have a chance.
Who's your bubble? Who's your bubble picks?
Freeney's my bubble pick.
Okay.
Well, I don't think any of the other first-time people you put on there have a chance, but I can see 2 going in at the same time off this list. I can see Joe Thomas and Darrelle Revis going in at the same time. I just don't have the whole class in front of me of people that are eligible. Freeney, I can see him not this year, maybe the next 2 to 3 years getting it because he should be in the Hall of Fame. All 3 of those should be in. Everyone else listed, I just don't. I don't see it. I don't.
I mean, there's guys that I've never even seen play before. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Chris Johnson had a couple good years.
Cam Chandler was Navarro Bowman.
Navarro Bowman was a damn good linebacker for San Francisco. I don't think he's. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Penn Stater, but he's not a Hall of Famer.
Cam Chancellor again. I mean,
he was a good player, but not
a
Hall of Famer.
James Harrison, we've talked about him before. Jari Evans, again, not real familiar. And then Chris Johnson, yeah, he was good, but would you say he falls into the Hall of Fame category?
No.
I definitely off the top wouldn't say that he's a first ballot Hall of Fame guy, Chris Johnson, but he had a pretty good career. There was a few good seasons where he was, leading rushing, but a Hall of Famer, I don't feel that with Chris.
If he would have won a Super Bowl, he would have gone in like oh God, who was the running back for the Broncos?
TD. Davis?
Yeah. He had Terrell Davis only got into the Hall of Fame because of those Super Bowls.
Yeah.
His overall career and longevity, it was not a Hall of Fame worthy career. It was a damn good career, but not a Hall of Fame worthy. Chris Johnson's the same way, damn good career. But if he had a Super Bowl or 2, he would have been a shoo-in.
But now, and then also Shane Legler, we've talked about kickers, punters, things like that in the past. It's tough for them guys to get in.
Yeah. I don't – he was a damn good consistent punter, but not a Hall of Famer where you think, okay.
What makes you a Hall of Famer? I guess consistency would be the thing that would make you a Hall of Famer as a punter, but I think it would be damn hard to get in as a kicker. Morton Anderson, guys like that, I think are Adam Vinatieri, Vanderjack. There's guys that I would say
Vanderjack. No,
he wasn't a fan. I don't know. He had really great career,
he was good, but he wasn't as good as some of the other kickers during that era.
Those would be my guys. Anybody beyond that, like I said, I mean, you have to be damn near perfect, and there has to be a lot of situational things that happen. I think that maybe you have to, kick 2 field goals to win a Super Bowl and another big. There's got to be other things that stand out because, again, and I don't want to say that you're just kicking a ball because it's a very hard. It's a hard job.
Yeah,
but in the world of football, it seems very unlikely to me that, especially off this list, first time around. I can't see Shane Legler.
I can't either. I don't see him ever making it. I think there should be more kickers and punters in the Hall of Fame.
I do too.
Just how hugely just how important special teams is to the game. Because everyone wants to rag on the kickers until you get a great kicker, and then you're like, oh yeah, and you realize how important they are. Like without Adam Vinatieri, the Patriots don't win at least 3 of those 2 to 3 Super Bowls.
You're right.
They don't win it without him because they only won by a field goal. But that just shows you like that dynasty needed that kicker.
Let's jump down to the varsity boys. Pitt secures verbal commitment yesterday from the a 3-star wide receiver from Florida, Dadron Zipperer. A lot of excitement up in Oakland about this verbal commitment. That's something good going forward with the Pitt Panthers. I'm looking forward to seeing him play. A lot of good things said about him. So a nice commitment's always a good thing.
Yeah, you can't. 4 and 5-star recruits are great, but your roster's rounded out by the 3 stars. And like the 2 stars that outperform. So that's why star ratings are nice, but sometimes those 2 to 3s, and unrated players end up becoming the future pros.
Absolutely. You see that a lot,
Yeah, there, people like, God, Aaron Donald was a low-rated player. TJ Watt was a low-rated player coming out. So
Ohio State, CJ Stroud, quarterback, is the front runner for the Heisman Trophy this year. Is there any? Go ahead.
I was going to say
I seen a smart ass remark stirring. Go ahead.
No, he's the quarterback we should draft, but we can't because we're stuck with Kenny.
Yes. So I don't know who would be ahead of him. I don't really know. I know that there's a few players I know that's doing really well this season, but at this point in the game, I think that he's probably, like I said, the front runner.
Yeah, he's the front runner. He's been everyone's like the one that people have been excited about for like this year coming. Like, wait till this guy gets to this stage in his career, he's just gonna take off, and he's showing it. Why everyone was been so excited for him.
Sue Paterno spotted in the Penn State President's Suite for the first time in more than a decade. Sue Paterno's back in the house, Mike.
Get them away from the university.
You're right.
Like, there's a reason the statue was torn down. There's the reason, like, his records have been, like, more or less not talked about. I think they even took all that stuff away because he found, it came out, he knew everything was going on and just covered it up. So no, get them far away from the university as possible.
I tell you what, not to sound sinister, but morbid, but he died at the right time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He could have died 20 years earlier. Just the timing of everything. For him personally, he couldn't have died at a better time.
Yeah, because that was like that whole thing started coming up, and he didn't have to face any of the heat, anything from it. Boom. Yeah.
So we do have the number 11 Penn State Nittany Lions this Saturday at 3:30 playing the Northwestern Wildcats, who were sitting at 1-3. It should be a pretty good situation for Penn State. Maybe they could get another win and move to 5-0.
It should, but that Northwestern game every year, it's one of those games that like just they come out in the spread, and I'm like, I hate that, because then Penn State has really good linebackers, and you have to rely on the depth of the secondary, which they usually have a damn good secondary too. But by that point, you're getting down to your backups playing more than like your starting linebackers. Your starting linebackers are better than your secondary. I hate the spread offense. I hate it.
And also, Pitt, number 24, Pitt plays Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech sitting at 1-3. The Panthers are 3-1. That'll be Saturday at 8:00 p.m. And the Panthers are 21-point favorites. I'm looking forward to that. That's my kind of game.
That should be the game to where you just don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
But that's the game. But that's the game. Like, you're like,
that's the game you got to worry about everything.
And then it's like a nail biter. You're sitting there at the end, like, oh, come on.
Yeah. To the ice, Penguins' Jeff Petrie fined the maximum by the NHL for a preseason punch thrown in the second period of the Red Wings game the other night. I guess they're throwing the book at him in the league, maybe trying to set an example.
Well, hey, let's club Sidney Crosby over the head and nothing will be called, but Jeff Petrie does something in the preseason, so it's fine.
That fucking trash can Tom Wilson still does what he does time after time after time.
Yeah. Trouba up in New York, so they pick and choose.
Absolutely. The big news in pro sports yesterday, of course, was Aaron Judge ties Roger Maris's single season American League home run record, which was 61 home runs that he had back in 1961. And Aaron Judge ties that last night with about a week of baseball left. So hopefully Mr. Judge he'll own this record by the end of the season.
Yeah.
And what was you telling me, Mike? There was something that happened with the ball there. I didn't catch the situation about the ball. Tell us about the ball.
So most of his home runs have been crushed, right? This one, it clears. It clears. It's going to be a home run. But you got the bullpen was right there, and it hits. It's going. Two fans reach down. Looks like it hits off this guy's glove, and then like just bounced out right down into the bullpen. And this guy is shook. He is pissed. He's shook. He's like, the flashing before his eyes was like all that money that he had for a split second because he couldn't close his glove fast enough. And yeah, he was not happy. It was great. I love seeing grown men get mad that they can't catch a baseball. Always laugh at the guys that take their glove to the game.
If I caught one of these balls, I would immediately shove it up my ass. You know what I mean? Because now everybody who wants to fight you and wrestle you and tackle you, they then have to get into your asshole.
That's
you know what
true.
Who knows how much that ball is going to be worth? I'd do it.
Yeah, but no, I just it was just comical. I just love it when people can't get what they want. I just laugh at people that take their gloves to the baseball game. If you're not a little kid and you're taking the glove to the baseball game, there's something wrong with you. You're not suiting up.
You should have your 2 beer cups to catch it. That's what I always do.
Yeah, exactly. Or holding like you see the dude who's like holding a baby, drinking a beer, catching the ball. He ain't no glove in sight.
No.
That takes skill. Just catch it. Don't spill the beer. Don't drop the baby and catch the ball. Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it at a ball game. Over the age of 18, leave your game.
Don't drop the baby. To the hardwood, to the pickles ball board, whatever the fuck they play. I don't know pickles ball. Let me get to the story. LeBron, Kevin Love, and Draymond Green agree to buying a pickleball team. Mike, a pickleball team.
Oh, so pickleball, whatever it is, like you could play it on a tennis court. Apparently, there's a big feud between the pickleball players and the tennis players.
Really?
I believe that's what is going on. Give me 1 second here. Oh,
there needs to be a feud in the pickles ball world just to get a little bit more attention.
Yes, so it's played. Yeah, there we go. It is played on the tennis court. I remember listening to a podcast and they were talking about this guy's a big tennis. He loves playing tennis, and like the pickleballers are coming up and taking over the courts, like trying to say, like, take reserve 4 or 5 courts at a time, but no one's playing on them. They act like they own tennis courts. So this is what we need. We need the 2 fandoms, 2 sports to just feud over each other.
Who's more of a menace? These people that are running into these Wawas and these other stores and just wreaking havoc, or the pickleball players who go and wreak havoc at the tennis courts and just act like they own everything?
The pickleball people. Because the people, ransacking the Wawas, they're sticking it to the corporations.
Yeah, I like it.
And these fucking people are just, using up valuable court space for, people who want to play with their kids. F them.
One more thing about local sports, that Ethan Knox that we've been talking about a little bit lately. He had those first 3 games of his season where he ran for 400 yards. Now, let me give you his numbers, Mike. They just finished their 5th game. Yesterday, they played game 5 on their schedule. Ethan Knox, he now has over 2,000 yards rushing in 5 games. Over 2,000 yards rushing in 5 games. 1 game, 304 yards. Next game, 402, 445, 424, 432 for the Oil City Oilers. You got to respect what this kid's doing. He scored this as far as the way of touchdowns per game: 4, 7, 5, 5, 3. He has 20. He has 20 touchdowns, Mike, in 4 games with the Oil City Oilers. Ethan Knox, the one concern that I have, I mean, again, you don't know. It's a high school kid. You're hearing a lot about him, but you're not really seeing much. My concern is the amount of times that he carries the ball.
Yeah.
48, 44, 48, 26, 28, and 31. He's going to not, they're going to have him ran. He's a junior. He's a junior.
We talked about how, before, Mike Tomlin, when he gets good running back, hey, man, we're going to run their legs off. We're going to use them up. That's fine in the pros, man, but we're in high school running that much. Like,
absolutely.
Like those times when he's like in the high 20s, even that low 31, that adds, But once you get into like 42, 44, 48 carries a game,
it's insane. I would love to see him play. I don't know what the story is. Is he really that talented? Is he playing, is the league around him? You don't know because you just keep reading. I'm reading numbers that you can't even make up in your head.
Like either way, man, it's still impressive.
Absolutely.
That is still like impressive.
Maybe he's playing a bunch of those Sycamore teams.
Which would be even more impressive because a lot of those guys were in their 20s.
Exactly.
Or something like that.
Mike, we have tonight the Thursday night game, of course, is on Prime. You're going to want to check that out. It's Miami at Cincinnati. Cincinnati is going with their alternative uniforms, the whites, with the white helmets, the white the whole way. I like it. It's a nice look. It's sharp. Who's your prediction, Mike? Who's your prediction? Now, you got to remember that Tua has some ankle injuries, some back some issues going on with his ankle and his back. The Dolphins just had the butt punt last week. What's going to happen? Who's going to win this game between Miami and Cincinnati tonight?
Like I being a Steeler
Miami's
fan,
undefeated. Cincinnati's 1-2.
Mm-hmm. Being a Steeler fan, I want the Dolphins to win because it can help, help the Steelers. But God, I think they're going to win. I think Miami's going to win, but it would not surprise me if Cincinnati pulls it out. Cincinnati's struggling, and you get a team coming in that's red hot like Miami, and then that's like a wake up call. It's like, all right, man, we gotta step it up. We got to be on our A game coming into it, and I can see this game right here where I can see Cincinnati pulling it out. Kind of playing like they did last year.
I think Cincinnati's going to win.
Especially with the way, like with Tua, man. Like, did he have a concussion or not? Was it really his back, not his head? So how healthy is he going to be coming into the game? It's going to be fun to watch.
I think that this has a Cincinnati win written all over it. Miami's coming into town. They're undefeated. They just beat the best team in the league, probably the Bills. Cincinnati's been underperforming. I think this is the one that Cincinnati brings it together, kind of. I think it's going to be enough. They're going to beat Miami. Again, Miami they're a good team. There's a reason they are 3-0. Yeah. They do have some issues, but hey, who doesn't have issues? I take Cincinnati tonight. I don't want them to, but I think that's the way it's going to go.
Yeah, the key battle in this game I'm looking forward to watching is going to be Eli Apple against Tyreek Hill.
Absolutely,
because every receiver in the league loves talking shit on Eli Apple because Eli he's not as good as he thinks he is, or as people think he is.
Right.
And Tyreek Hill is like talking some smack on him, like right after Miami's last win.
Damn, it must be true.
So it's going to be fun to watch. I can't wait to watch that matchup.
Absolutely, man. Let me see. I think that now we're gonna actually come out of sports. So I'm gonna do a promo real quick for the show tomorrow. Tomorrow, Mike, already.
It got here fast.
You're gonna want to get down to everybody tomorrow night at 8:30 from 8:30 to 12:30. The Falls Fest Rock Solid Entertainment presents the Beauty and the Beast edition, hosted by Miss Blue Diamond and co-hosted by Cigarellos. Again, tomorrow 8:30 to 12:30. Get down there. $10 to get in. That's at Frank's Original Grill in Beaver Falls down on the main drag, 111 7th Avenue. Also, what you're going to want to do is about an hour, 2 hours prior to that, the guys from Rock Solid Entertainment will be stopping by to talk to us here on the show. We do have a special episode tomorrow, so tune in tomorrow. Don't forget 6:30 p.m. The guys will be in to talk before going and doing their big show. So we can't wait. I can't wait to talk to them. A lot of things going on.
Too.
Oh,
I said me too. I always love sitting down talking to those guys.
A couple other things before we move forward. Casey, our friend Casey from TikTok, TikTok star.
Yes.
Now she's working hard. She's trying to get her way to, I think, 10,000 followers. I think it was maybe. And she gets up this morning, and the Dr. Pimple Popper, the lady, the Pimple Popper lady.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with her, but
yeah.
She actually did a duet TikTok on Casey.
No way.
The lady, the Pimple Popper. Apparently somebody tagged the pimple popper in one of Casey's videos. Now, if you're not familiar with what Casey does, she opens a chute at the hotel where she works, and all the towels and everything from all the floors the whole way up, they all come out. And the lady says, I'm not real sure why they would have tagged me. Maybe it's because the towels coming out looks like pus when you squeeze a pimple. But yes, she did. She made a nice TikTok, a nice little duet TikTok, and she's talking about the video and Casey, briefly while she shows the video. So she, she might just get herself right over 10,000 followers.
Oh, right there, yeah. She definitely.
So that's awesome for her. Good for her. Another thing I want to talk about. We had a guest, our co-host, semi-co-host, Allie was on yesterday. We talked a little bit about the Dahmer series on Netflix. I found it a lot disturbing that she has a crush. She has a crush on Jeffrey Dahmer. I didn't think that it was humanly possible for any person to have a crush on Jeffrey Dahmer, but she does. Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. She's going to try to play it off like, I don't have a crush on him. I just find him interesting. Like,
yeah. And here's the thing. She was only on for the last, I don't know, it seemed like the last couple of minutes, but I think tomorrow we're going to try to get her back on the show. And I have to dig a little bit deeper into this because there's definitely a level of, I don't know, there's something going on there. Who the fuck finds Jeffrey Dahmer attractive? I don't get it.
Allie, but she's nuts.
So we'll have her in tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit more about Dahmer.
The Dahmer.
You know what else drives me nuts about her? What's up with what is up with her? What's up with her system? Why the whole time she cuts out?
I know. It's just great.
I was fucking mental by the time that was over.
Me too. It doesn't. No one else has this issue except her.
And she uses the same system that I use. Why don't I have any problems? But every time it's a whole. I almost lost my mind. I'm glad the show ended when it did yesterday.
Me too. I'm always glad when the show ends. I'm joking.
Post Malone was in Pittsburgh last night. A lot of people showed up to see Post Malone. I think he endured some kind of injury. I think he fell off a stage or something about a week ago.
Yeah.
But he made it to Pittsburgh last night. A lot of people seem to enjoy that. And finally, news from Pittsburgh, Mike, the last thing. The police go to this motel looking for this guy. He was a criminal, troubled person. He had issues. Police were looking for him. He knocks on the motel door. The guy opens up the door. Not only did he open up the door, but he opened up the door holding his stamp bags of heroin as he opens the door for the police who are knocking.
That's not good. Never.
I don't know if heroin makes you completely retarded or what, but if I'm in a motel and somebody knocks, you're looking through that little peephole. I don't care who you are, what you're doing, you look through that little peephole. Who the fuck doesn't look in the peephole, especially if you have a bag of heroin in your hand, right?
Yeah, because that like I'm not opening the door on my hotel, like you said, without looking there. And even at my house, I'm like peering through windows, who's knocking at my door. And I'm definitely not opening it while I have illegal narcotics in my hand.
Yeah, right.
Unless he was, expecting someone to come and pick up, and he had it ready. He was, hey, people are coming to buy their product. I'm going to have that product ready to go. So that,
I mean, if there's somebody driving around in my neighborhood that don't belong there, I'm peeking out the fucking window.
Not me. I mind my business when people drive through the neighborhood. But answering the door with your drugs in your hand. Come on, man. Think.
Big news, couple big stories outside of the bird. Finally getting to Coolio, the rapper.
Yeah.
59 years old. The Monessen Greyhound graduate. They grew up in Monessen here in Pittsburgh area. Coolio, unfortunately, is the next celebrity to pass on us this year, man. This trend is not ending.
No, I hate it. And I read this, God, like when I woke up this morning, I was like scrolling through Twitter. It's like Coolio's dead. I'm like, what? Nah, I thought I was like dreaming or not awake, right? Didn't read it right. Then I start scrolling through more and more, and there's people, posting pictures of them like with their time with Coolio and stuff. And like they're, Weird Al's posting stuff like when him and Coolio hanging out laughing and stuff. I'm like, no, this can't be real. This can't be real.
I don't like it either, man.
Then TMZ, I think Snoop said something too. I'm like, this is like we grew up with Coolio.
I did a high school report on Gangsta's Paradise. We had to take a song and break it down and talk about what it means. And I did my senior year. I did a song with his music, man. And that song was a shocker. Like I said, I mean, a lot of people that are of celebrity status are passing this year for whatever reason. But Coolio, that one kind of hit hard, man. Like
it hit hard too, and it came out of left field too, because you really haven't. At least I haven't heard a lot of Coolio Coolio in a long time, but you haven't heard like Bad Health or anything like that, and gang, everyone like that from our generation knows Gangsta's Paradise, and like how that song still resonates today.
Right.
It's still more or less is an accurate description.
One of them songs that don't seem like it'll go away for a long time.
No, you just lose someone who was so big, and then just lose a talent. I hate it. Getting old sucks.
The Queen officially died of old age, Mike. That is what is on her birth certificate. So
her birth certificate.
If you thought she was a reptilian.
It's on her birth certificate that she died of old age.
It's on her death certificate. She did die of old age at 96 years old.
No shit.
It be what it be. Yeah, I guess the English people, all those fine cunts in England, they're probably all, they probably demanded to know if it was the old age that killed her.
Oh God. Just
big storm. Obviously, Hurricane Ian was so strong, Mike. This storm was so strong down in Florida yesterday. It literally brought a shark into the city streets of Fort Myers. There's a shark just swimming away, swimming down the main drag. That's a storm.
That's why you don't go into any water whatsoever that's not a swimming pool. Never know where shark going to be. I love sharks. I respect them, but no, And if that thing's a bull shark, or is it bull shark or tiger shark? It's the one that can go from fresh to salt water, because those mofos, they don't care.
Right.
They don't do that. Like a lot of sharks will come up and bite you, like, oh, that's not what I wanted, and swim away. Now they'll be like, nah, I'm just gonna eat you because I want to, and I don't care what you taste like. And nom nom nom.
So the storm is now weakened to a tropical storm, as Central Florida is getting slammed with flooding rains. Still a lot of the bad stuff going down, but it did drop a little bit. It dropped to a tropical storm, so that's good for people.
Just a tropical storm
of Florida. So keep them in your thoughts. They're going through a lot right now down in Florida.
This is why you don't move to Florida. Yeah, it's nice and sunny, but you got to deal with those hurricanes. F that.
Katie Couric, she's diagnosed with breast cancer. Now, am I mistaken, or did she already go through this? For some reason, I thought Katie Couric already had cancerous issues.
No, I know she had the live colonoscopy.
Okay.
Years ago.
It was the asshole. It would have been of the asshole then, yes.
Yeah.
I remember there was something going on.
Yeah,
and I couldn't recall if it was the breasts or the asshole or
Yeah, there was because she was having like issues there, and did the colonoscopy. I don't know if it was live or like they recorded it and then they showed it to I don't know why.
I'd like to see somebody's asshole copy. I'm curious.
I hate you. It's just you're too much right now.
Where's Jackie? President Biden asked if a deceased lawmaker was at this White House event yesterday. He started asking, "Where's Jackie?" But Jackie has been deceased for a while.
Oh God, I gotta go read this one, because if it's the one I'm thinking of, he started to ask where it was and then corrected himself halfway through, and it's the quote mining going from it. They're not saying the whole thing, because then he ends up going I wish he would be able to be here today, once he realized what he said. But hey,
I'll give you that.
Well, let's go nuke a fucking hurricane like the last guy wanted to.
I don't know anything about any of that stuff. 40%, get this, Mike. 40% of all the money that we have in circulation, the US dollar, 40% of it was printed from 2000 to now. 40% of all the money was printed in the last two years. That's not good.
It can be good.
It will just drop the value of the dollar, like the penny. The penny has zero value anymore because there's such an abundance. So if you continue to keep creating, and like I said, 40% of all the money that we have printed was made up in the last 2 years. That something's really wrong right now, man. And I don't want to get into the whole economic thing, but that, just the number alone, that's kind of startling. 40%, almost half of all the printed dollars was just made in the last 2 years.
So here's what we do: we actually tax the billionaires and the $1 billion corporations, and we like, all right, we finally have taxed you fairly. And then all that money that we get back in, guess what? Okay, this is what we printed. This is what we have. And then we can start taking that money out of circulation. And then that decreases the money in there. And then we're good to go.
I think money's on its way. I think cash. I'm sorry. Let me fix myself. I think cash is going to be on its way out soon. I'm watching the dollar, it decrease in value. I'm watching the pound, the euro. A lot of different things are having a serious hard time. And I think the next natural step with currency would be a digital situation, because why not? Everything else is digital, and you can monitor everything so much easier if you're the people who monitor this. Wow, it's being digital. I think I've thought for a long time they're trying to work this in, and the digital system is being created on the other side of the planet right now. I know China has a system they're trying to put in place with digital money. You feel it happen. You feel the wheels turning. I think it's just a matter of time until the U.S. dollar crashes to zero or close to. We're gonna see, and definitely in our life, I say within the next 10 years, we're gonna have digital currency.
Well, we already have like forms of digital currency, but like ones that are actually accepted by the government.
Yeah,
probably will. But the American dollar, I don't know. Maybe if like companies would stop arbitrarily raising prices when they don't have to, that would help.
Yeah.
But greedy
motherfuckers, man.
Now don't get me started on a whole capitalism thing and all that. The show's gonna go off the rails here in the last 8 minutes because Mike is tired and punchy.
Texas Amazon fulfillment center has been forced to close due to an infestation of bed bugs. Now they went on to say that they have a procedure in place. They shut the fulfillment center down. They're going to do the scrubbing, the blah 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 blah. And they are still going to get your packages out to you, Mike. That freaks me out a little bit, man.
I better not. I'm glad I have no Amazon orders out right now, because I would not be accepting them right now. And I'm surprised, Amazon is not making their workers go there and work, because, we've all heard the stories of how they treat their employees.
That's what you hear.
Yeah. I wonder if this is one of the places that's going to try and vote to unionize, and they just said they have a bed bug infestation to shut it down.
Right. You never know what them cunts are up to.
I don't trust Amazon.
No.
Delivering my packages to like a house 4 doors down and saying it's delivered.
Yeah, they even take a picture. They take a picture of the
wrong fucking house.
Yeah.
Well, what was the issue? Not my house. How do you know? I know where I live.
Right. Today, Mike, and it feels like it was just not that long ago. Today, everybody, make sure you get out, go to the spots where they sell your favorite coffee, because today is National Coffee Day. This is going to be something that if you're a coffee drinker, you don't want to miss. Go to your nearest Starbucks, donut shops, McDonald's. I'm sure they all have plenty of deals, free coffee, perhaps, things like that. Somehow that slipped through the cracks. Mike, I did want to mention that early on. But today is National Coffee Day. Doesn't it feel like it was just National Coffee Day? And I think they're just starting to make these things up randomly as we go with these days now.
Well, here's the thing, like with coffee drinkers, like people who really love coffee, they make it like their entire personality.
Yes.
Like it's like that's all they care about, all they talk about. And
people do that with their alcohol too.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I don't give a fuck about all these different kind of alcohols. Especially women. Women do that a lot. They get into the alcohol. They understand what they start learning about it, and then they want to tell you about it.
I have a buddy.
It gets me drunk. That's all I need to know.
Who loves scotch, right? And can tell you anything and everything you know about just about every single scotch. And like, I like alcohol.
Does he like it peaty?
Oh, he can tell you all about that stuff.
Yeah.
I can drink scotch. I like it. I like all kinds of alcohol. Except Miller. I like that shit's nasty because fuck you. But like, no, I don't have one that's like I can, and let me tell you about this, that. I just don't get it. And coffee people, man, they're like the worst because they don't act like it's an addiction.
Right.
Coffee is an addiction. It's caffeine. It's a drug. And they tend to look down on people who have to smoke and drink a lot. If you ever notice that, get like a corner or coffee person. And when they go off talking about it, and then you start talking about like, drinking or smoking or doing your edibles and see how they look at you. I don't trust coffee people.
There you have it. Mike's,
I love coffee. Like coffee people, I'll just kind of.
Mike's
trust you. They're up to something. They're up to something. They're up to something because they're always so hyper and active and ready to go. They're up to something. God damn it, drop my pen.
One thing before we get into the trivia part of the day, Mike, if you could please hold up a newspaper there in your room to let us know that you are still alive. And this is a live conversation. We can see the date and make sure that everything is okay. That would be fantastic because I'm starting to become a little concerned. You used to have this nice, beautiful background. There was bricks. There was the logo. I just don't get it. What are you doing?
I'm doing this now because it annoys you.
Okay. I love it. Please keep it up. Please continue looking like you're you're kidnapped in the Middle East.
Okay,
please, Mike.
Hold on. Here's why. Okay.
I like it. Look at you.
Look
at you.
Look, it glitches. It fizzles. Look at this. I hate this. It's annoying. It bothers me where you can't see it, but I have my mouse highlighting all the spots where it's just fidgety and phasey. Look,
that's because there's a yellow circle behind your head. It's just making that visible. It doesn't look weird.
Look at this hand right here. It's like, whoa, trippy, man. No, I hate it. It annoys me.
So going back to your weird uncle's spare bedroom, it looks like you like that better?
I don't like it, but it doesn't have the weird,
But it has a weird. It's just weird. It doesn't have a weird spot. It's just weird. It looks like you know what it looks like? It looks like you're putting up drywall somewhere, and you're just kind of sitting on a chair in the room taking a break. And I should hear a circular saw going off in the other room.
I actually hung this drywall myself back in the day.
And now it's your trophy.
Yeah.
There's your trophy room. You were in your trophy room.
I am in my trophy room. I put up a lot of the drywall in here.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about the website, Mike?
I'm going to tell everyone about this room right here. I hope build this thing by hand.
Are there locks on the outside of that room? I'm wondering.
Oh, I was just told off camera I'm not allowed to answer that question.
You'll see somebody like Jeffrey. Remember when Dahmer was holding the knife at that guy?
Uh-huh.
Who the fuck holds a knife like that? I thought I would have been so out of there if that dude would have been standing there like this holding, Anyway, besides the point. Mike, why don't you go and tell everybody about the website, sir?
TwoDumYinzers.com. Head over there. We have links to everything you need for Two Dum Yinzers. Facebook, Twitter, Insta, I think's on there. YouTube, Spotify, everything Two Dum Yinzers is at TwoDumYinzers.com.
You see like the older women, like in the horror movies, they have a knife, they're holding it upside down and they're walking around. Like, what are you gonna do with that?
Right?
You cunt. All right. Are you ready? Are you ready, Mike?
I am ready.
We have some more How Well Do You Know Your Enemies trivia. Again, of course, this is about the Jets. We do play the Jets this Sunday.
Yes.
I'm ready if you are.
I'm ready. All
right. Here we go. What nickname did Mark Gassitow, Joe Klecko, Marty Lyons, and Abdul Salam earn for the New York Jets defensive line in 1981? In 1981, it's going to be vital, Mike. So, what nickname did Mark Gastineau, Joe Klecko, Marty Lyons, and Abdul Salam earn for the New York Jets defensive line in 1981?
I have no idea. Think on this one. 81. So that's giving me a good idea. Good thought. But I think I know what it's going to be. I think I know.
All right. Put down your pencils, everybody. Let me read it again for you. In 1981, what nickname did Mark Gastineau, Joe Klecko, Marty Lyons, Abdul Salam earn for the New York Jets defensive line? What did you come up with, Mike?
I'm going to go with the Berlin Wall.
The Berlin Wall. That's not a bad guess. I don't understand where you're coming with that or what your thought process was, but that was not a bad guess. What nickname did Mark Gastineau, Joe Klecko, Marty Lyons, Abdul Salam earn for the New York Jets defensive line in 1981? And, of course, the answer that Mike gave, the Berlin Wall.
Yeah.
Oh, so sorry. That is incorrect. The correct answer, Mike, in 1981, Gastineau, Klecko, Lyons, and Salam, they earned the name for the New York defensive line for the Jets was, in fact, the New York Sack Exchange. The New York Sack Exchange. I'm not sure. I don't know if I've ever heard of that before. That was just a little. I was still shitting myself, which not a lot has changed between now and then. However, I was just a little guy. I was shitting myself. They were the New York Sack Exchange, and apparently they got to go over and ring the bell. That was a thing. It was such a big situation. A storyline there in New York. They got to go over to the stock exchange and ring the bell. So that's pretty cool. I
did not know that.
I didn't either.
Something new every day. I may have heard that once and just forgot about it because that's stupid.
Right. That's pretty obscure. That's, people from New York. It's probably something that they could just.
Oh yeah, like that. Yeah.
Right. But do you have anything before we take off today, man?
No. I just thank for everyone tuning in. Appreciate it.
We do. We thank everybody. We are on every day, Monday through Friday, from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube. Please continue to keep checking us out. And if you just like listening to us, this show that we just did right now will be uploaded on Spotify tonight at 8 p.m. So you can just listen to it audio if you'd like to. But like Mike said, check out the website. A lot of cool stuff. Keep checking all that stuff out. We thank you so much for continuing to support us and watch us. And for Mike, Ryan, the two Dum Yinzers, we'll see you tomorrow.
See you.